Welcome back to Heated Conversations. This is episode 2. I'm here with Faye. Faye works for Statuo. That is a marketing agency that works with iHeat. Say hi, Faye.
Hi.
I just want to start off with a bit of a background about yourself.
Yeah.
What you do day to day and where have you come from?
I have worked in marketing agencies for 10 years. So I've been at Statuo for 5 years now. And my job is client services. So I'm basically the point of contact between the client, so the client being iHeat, and the rest of our marketing team. So the people who actually basically do the work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I do like the strategy, the marketing strategy, and just basically bringing it all together.
I appreciate you travelling so far to come to the podcast today.
I got stuck in so much traffic. It was shocking.
They work downstairs from the video studio. It's not that far. I also want to talk about you live with, or your partner is, a tradesman.
He is. He's an electrician.
He
is.
And I imagine people listening, we're trying to target engineers. They've got some certain habits. Maybe you've got some pet peeves of living with said tradesmen that you'd like to talk about.
A few.
Or complain about.
I don't know. Yeah?
Yeah?
How long have you got?
How long have you got? How long have you got? My washing machine.
Full of stuff, is it?
Yeah. I turn my washing machine on and then all you can hear is... because there's 500 screws, some cable clips, a bit of earth sleeving, and then, that's just a nightmare. My living room is full of the expensive tools, the one that we can't leave in the van.
Can't leave them in the van.
No. I have no sockets in some of my rooms in my house.
Has he used them for jobs, or is he?
He does that. So we had a little girl 2 years ago. We did her room 6 months before she was born. We bought all these really nice sockets. She still has holes in the wall where she should have sockets because he used them for a job and has just never replaced them. And my dressing room, I have no sockets at all, so I have to use an extension lead plugged in on the landing to dry my hair. 4 years I've lived there.
4 years?
4 years I've lived there.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I'll do it this weekend. Yeah. But then,
Yeah.
Mrs. Smith down the road needs a light doing, so, I can't have mine done. And work pants.
Dirty, have to wash them all the time.
And they've got so many pockets, right? Why can't you just designate one for shite instead of putting miscellaneous shite? Because there are so many pockets and you put so much crap in every single pocket. That's why my washing machine's the way that it is.
Yeah. And he doesn't check them before, he just throws them in on a Friday.
That would be foolish, wouldn't it?
I need these back by Monday.
Yeah, that would be foolish to check the pockets. And I'm not going in there. There's all kinds of sharp things in there. So, yeah. And dust, just dust in general. He walks in like a cloud of plaster dust, usually.
Does early mornings bother you at all? Is he up at like 6 for a job?
No, we get up at the same time, so that's not too bad. He gets up at 6 and leaves at 10 past. I get up at 6 and leave at 7:30 because I have actual things to do. But
plug your extension lead in.
Yeah, plug my extension.
Yeah,
just like wire the house up myself before I can start my day. Yeah.
What did it go into marketing for engineers in particular? I feel like there'll be a few apprentices, engineers who they get their gas safe, they buy a van, they get the tools, and then they're sat wanting jobs. And obviously, word of mouth, is that the saying?
Yeah.
You do a good job for someone, you get recommended to the next person. But that only stays local. I think if you do a job in Stockport, you only get talked about in Stockport. You never get more jobs further afield. So how can engineers or up-and-coming engineers or apprentices wanting to go out on their own market themselves in today's era and day-to-day?
It's tricky, and like you said, I think with trades especially, and you're one person on your own, you're just starting out. It's tricky because with trades it is based on referrals and word of mouth. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people enjoy the fact that if you hire a gas engineer or an electrician, you like to know that they've done a job for somebody else and they turned up on time and they did what they said they were going to do and they didn't rip them off. Like that's the kind of be all and end all. Because a lot with trades, it's like a mystery, innit? Like us not the tradesmen are not normal. us, like people who don't know how to do it, you don't know what they do on a daily basis. So you don't know what you're paying for. You don't understand things. You don't understand what they're doing. So you like to have that knowledge from somebody else that they've done a good job and they know what they're doing. But obviously, you need to get the work in first before you can start getting referrals and word of mouth and stuff like that. Because so starting out, it can be tricky. We always, we talk to a couple of obviously we see the lads from iHeat and stuff like that. So we talk to them about marketing and things like that. And there are cheap ways to do it, and there are some free little tips that I can kind of give you. But I would say to get a little website up and running. So even if it's just one page, get on there some jobs that you've done, some pictures of things that you've done, some reviews that people have given you, a contact page, and get yourself also a Google My Business listing. So if you go onto Google, just type in Google My Business, you create yourself an account, and then when you go onto Google and you search plumber near me, electrician near me,
does it come up on Google?
That's when you'll then come up, and that's all free. So as long as you've put all the right information in there in terms of where you're based, so obviously don't lie to it. If you're based in Bolton, tell it you're based in Bolton, you give it an address, it then posts you a postcard. You then confirm the number with Google. It's a bit like a pin type thing so that they know that that's where you're based. And then you'll then be able to start appearing for searches related to Bolton or near me searches. And then obviously make sure that you've got all of your details on your Google My Business listing page. So if you've got a website, get the link on there. If you've got a Facebook page, get the link on there. If you all your information, the phone number, email, all that kind of stuff. What you need to start doing then is every job that you do, ask people to leave you a review. And then on Google My Business, so when you are searching plumber near me and it comes up with, John Smith, it'll come up with all the reviews that people have left you on Google as well. So that's how people will then differentiate on whose listing they're going to click on. Because do I click on John Smith, who's got 10 5-star reviews, or do I click on Jim Smith, who's got 1 or none? Do you know what I mean? So it's about trust. It's about trust factors for customers, seeing that other people have used them, so I know that they're legit. It's basically you're trying to showcase that you are a real person and you are legit. So I would always encourage you to get reviews from customers. Whether if you choose not to go down the website route as well, I'm not saying you have to have a website, but you can have a Facebook page and get people to review you on there as well. And you can even offer them little incentives for leaving you a review. Do you know what I mean? If you leave me a review, I'll come and do your boiler service next year for half price or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Just to build them up in the beginning, and get them trust signals for other people. I would also suggest to get yourself some business cards or some leaflets or something that's nicely designed that you can leave with customers after your first job. And again, giving them a little bit of an incentive. So if you refer a friend, you can have 50 quid off your next job or, whatever it may be, whatever the deal is that you want to do. But just giving people an incentive to come back and use you time after time. I know it's something that for iHeat, we actively encourage our engineers to leave a business card or, their information with our customers, because obviously our role is just to install that boiler. And once our engineers have installed that boiler, that then becomes that engineer's customer. That you know what I mean. For future jobs, they might want a bathroom doing. They might want radiators putting on. They could want anything, and in which case, that's not something that iHeat do. So we want our engineers to build that relationship with the customer.
Do you have any really quick do's and don'ts for these people who might want to go, let's go onto Wix or let's go onto these websites and make our own website?
Yeah.
And then you look at it and go, it's awful. Just so they have some sort of rough guidance on what not to do, maybe.
There isn't really. Don't put shit pictures on. That is my number one pet peeve. Quality of
resolution,
pictures. Yeah. Where it looks like you've taken it on a 3310. Do you know what I mean? Make sure that your spelling's right. Because if you think yourself from a customer point of view, there's nothing worse than going on a website and seeing typos and grammar mistakes and things like that. Just get someone else to check it if you're not confident in terms of spelling and grammar and stuff like that. Get someone to check it for you. Use an AI generator. Something along those lines. But we don't use shit pictures, and just if it's not your bag, just see if you can pay someone to do it. You know what I mean? You don't have to necessarily come to an agency because obviously that would be more expensive, but go to a freelancer or, you know, your mum's mate might know somebody who's a graphic designer who's just starting out or who's just at uni, something along those lines, just so someone who's got a bit of knowledge about the situation can cast their eye over it and have a look. And if you've not got that, you know, that opportunity, then stick to a template. You can get templates online, so you can use WordPress, you can use Shopify. There are lots of different platforms out there that you can build websites on for very cheap. Just don't try and go rogue. Just use one of the templates that are provided. Make it nice colours. Simple as possible, I think this whole podcast is moving to the same sort of point, and if this has fried your brain thinking about what does SEO mean and marketing agencies, I don't have the money to spend. The beauty of iHeat is that it's all already done. We've already got a marketing agency on the side with a lot of money gone into it, and that's how we try and push more engineers to join iHeat, because getting jobs, it's easier than trying to do it all on your own, trying to get views on a website and Google ads. Letting iHeat do it for you. The way that works is that you're not paying to acquire that customer, so you don't have to do any marketing to get that customer. Sign up with iHeat is free. We send you jobs. You only accept the jobs that you want to do. We do all the faffing. We do all the invoicing, the ordering, the billing, like you said, the marketing. Like, you know, it costs us a lot to acquire a customer because of the amount of marketing that we have to do, because the competition is so high and it is a very competitive market. But I think we've had like a few comments from people before about us like stealing work from like local engineers and stuff, and I suppose that's not what we want to do. That's not the way that we work. Like, we want to make it easier for engineers and for customers, so a customer can order a boiler and they can get it the next day, and an engineer can get a job without having to worry about getting the job. It just literally comes through as a ping on your phone and you say yeah or no. Once you've installed that boiler for them, like I mentioned before, we want you to build a relationship with that customer and get more jobs off that customer. So we don't want to steal any work from local engineers. What we want to do is be able to give you more work easier and cheaper sometimes than having to faff around. You know, with the fact that, you know, the beauty of iHeat being like a big company is we do have deals with manufacturers, you know, with our boiler manufacturers, where we could probably get that boiler cheaper than you can. A local engineer. It works out. Look at Uber. Nobody's stopped using taxis. People still use taxis. They just also use Uber as well when it's more convenient to do so. When when you ring a local taxi firm and they tell you a taxi will be there in an hour, and you just do an Uber and it comes in 5 minutes. It's the same with a boiler. If you need a boiler tomorrow and your local engineer can't do that for you, iHeat can. Do you know what I mean? It's convenience. I like that. That's quite a good it's the same as Airbnb. People still go to hotels when it's more convenient to do so. People don't, they've not just knocked down all the hotels in the world. It's the same with iHeat. It's trying to change the industry a little bit, but not to the detriment of our local engineers, because at the end of the day, we can't do what we do without them. Just sign up. Sign up. It's the solution. Sign up. Definitely. Obviously, I think boilers are really cool. I'm sure you think the same. They're like the best ever. Have you got any cooler or had any cooler clients than iHeat boilers industry, let's say? One of the most interesting ones that I used to have was a very well-known high street and sex toy company. All right. And obviously, when you are bidding on keywords, you have to tell it what you want to bid on and what you don't want to bid on. And those lists were... quite fun to very enjoyable reading of what people are trying to look for at 1 o'clock in the morning. Final question then. I think you've had a good laugh. I think it's quite fun. Would you ever come on a job with us installing a boiler like we did with Alex, an apprentice for the day? Yeah, of course I would. Yeah, you'd be up for it? Yeah? Yeah. Good then. I'm not carrying bags though. Not the bags or the boiler? No, or the boiler. But I'll have a go. Wonderful. Well, that's it from me. Thank you very much for coming up the stairs. You are welcome. It was a long, hard journey here, but I'll make it back. For all different weather conditions. Yeah. And thanks for watching. See you in the next one. This has been iHeat. Bye.